hmm So as a child, I'm just thinking about what it would have been like. I was a rather verbal child. I know you are not at all like me. Haha. That
I've never been fussed at for sassing.
right. You always had your words too, right?
Yep.
And I think one of the things that draws us together is the clarity of what is good for me,
Mhm.
what I can receive that brings goodness for me, and the desire to return that, the mutuality of relationship, right? But so I'm thinking about, yeah, that flow,
Mhm.
which that was not the model of interaction that I experienced in my family of origin. I'm just thinking about the consequences of, say, for example, somebody saying, go give Aunt Sally a hug, go be nice to Aunt Sally. Me saying, I don't want to,
Mhm.
which in a childlike way is a very truthful expression of desire. I
Yeah.
don't want to do that. And the consequences that I would have experienced, anywhere from a very public verbal shaming in that moment, likely accompanied by a private punishment or spanking later.
Mhm.
So zero permission.
Yeah.
I would have required another adult to help facilitate that for me, to make it okay for me to say, no, thank you.
Yes, it's a very hard thing for a small child to do on their own, even a large child. Sometimes even a grown child.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. What would you have experienced in your family if you had had a different desire than be nice to Aunt Sally?
Probably an over niceness from my mom towards Aunt Sally and shaming words to me
Mm, in public?
in public,
Mm-hmm.
in the room. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, she just doesn't know how to behave. Let me get you a cup of tea.
Mm.
Um, yeah,
Bless
uh,
your heart comes to mind.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Or or if it was the father figure,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been a lot sharper, and I probably would have been sent out.
Mm-hmm.
So again, shamed, bad
Mm-hmm.
and wrong. You don't
Mm-hmm.
get to have your agency over your own body. You don't get to have choice over how you interact with the people that I say you must interact with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the implication then, from a young child's perspective, is to understand that compliance is safe,
Hmm.
because that way I won't get the words, the
Mhm.
punishment, or the banishment.
Right. And all I have to do to not suffer those punishments, those harms,
Mm-hmm.
is allow my body to be used in a way that I don't want it to be used.
Mm-hmm.
Which, may just be sitting on the couch next to Aunt Sally who smells like pee. But
Mm-hmm.
it also might be something a lot more drastic.
Mm-hmm.
And in our culture, I think this is important. I think this conversation is important
Mm-hmm.
for all of us,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and especially for the young, that no, this is your body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't have to let people touch it. You don't have to go hug those you don't want to hug.
Mm-hmm. The compliance piece means turning off access to your own instincts, your own intuition, your
Mhm.
own gut,
Yep.
your own spirit and desires and awareness, right? I mean, kids are so flippin' clear about things.
Mhm.
It can make adults uncomfortable because
Yeah.
they just say what they see. And a lot of times adults are like, that's not really what you see. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we grow up and go, why can't I figure out what I want?
I
Why don't I know what I want?
why do I
Because
have so many mixed emotions at the same time? because I was told that what I was feeling wasn't what I was feeling. So no wonder I'm flipping confused. Mm, mm. And and it just occurs to me how embodied this reality of kindness versus niceness is,
Mhm.
that we live it out in a body, and it is our body that bears the cost in many ways of nice versus kind.
He's kind. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Mm,
Because, yeah, when we're told to go sit next to Aunt Sally and be nice, there's a cringe factor. Maybe your stomach pulls in, you feel a little tight, and you can't say what you want to say. So, yes, you grit your teeth,
mm-hmm,
you look down. It's all of these are body level hints, information,
mm-hmm. Signals.
of signals of
Mm-hmm,
unkind,
mm-hmm,
of unhappy.
mm-hmm. And as we grow, we get so used to dismissing or ignoring them
Mhm.
that our body later on has to start to scream at us to get our attention that something is not okay, that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
I used to joke that I had broken my gut because I used to take so much ibuprofen when I
Mm.
was younger. I lived from about age 8 or 9 until I met you and doTERRA oils back in 2012 or 13. I
Mhm,
lived
mhm.
every day of my life with at least a 3 to 4 on the pain scale, 1 to 10 headache every day.
Wow.
I have a digestive disorder now where my stomach doesn't process food correctly. Thanks for oils because it really helps.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad.
But I think as I'm more reflective on it, I think that that digestive challenge is a result of spending almost my entire life with my stomach in a clench against what I was not allowed or permitted to say or do.
Yeah. It would not surprise me.
Mhm.
And bodies are so literal.
Mm,
And you literally cannot digest what you're being told
right.
because your awareness that is disallowed
Hmm.
is saying something completely different.
Hmm. Hmm. For me, what that reads is the expression of who I be,
Mm.
to communicate that um, personal truth, which I know would send some people into a tither to talk about what my personal truth is because it might be different than yours. My personal
But
truth
that's
is
why
to,
it's personal.
right.
That's the reason for that
Yeah.
qualifier.
Yeah. That what is the foundational truth of who I be is not going to be exactly like yours because we have different personalities and skills and gifts. But I think we both agree that kindness is what we want to pursue
Mhm.
because of its mutuality,
Yeah.
that giving and receiving become, dare I say, normalized.
I would love that.
That would be so amazing.
Yeah. And
Mm.
our cute little brains want to say, well, I can't do that until they do that.
Hmm. Hmm.
I can't because they won't. If they
Hmm.
won't, how can I?
Right.
Um, there's no kindness in that statement.
Mm-mm.